Prior to beginning today's video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up to show your support and motivate us to continue delivering high-quality content. Story number 1. At the age of 21, Heather Snively was excited when she discovered she was pregnant. Heather and her fiancé Christopher had been trying for a baby for some time. Heather relocated from her home state of West Virginia to Oregon, where Christopher lived, in preparation for their child's arrival. By June of 2009, Heather was 8 months pregnant with a baby boy named Jonathan. In anticipation of the baby's arrival, Heather made intensive plans to ensure that everything her child might need was secured. While searching for affordable baby clothes, she came across Craigslist, which she believed was a miracle solution to her prenatal predicament. However, her visit to the site would lead to one of the most horrific criminal incidents in American history. During one of her Craigslist browsing sessions, Heather encountered another user named Amelia Roberts, who was also searching for baby clothes. They agreed to exchange items they liked and arranged a meetup. Heather drove to Amelia's home in Oregon's Washington County on the proposed day of the meetup. Initially, Amelia warmly welcomed Heather into her home, but once Heather was inside, Amelia's demeanor changed dramatically. Although it is unclear how the attack began, the assault that Heather endured was incredibly brutal. Amelia attacked Heather with a collapsible baton, striking her around 30 to 40 times over the head until she collapsed to the ground. Forensic analysis later revealed that Heather had multiple bite marks on different parts of her body, indicating that at some point during the attack, Amelia had dropped to the ground with Heather before savagely biting her. Amelia was a dangerously unhinged maniac obsessed with babies and childbirth. Once she was confident that Heather had died, she calmly retrieved a razor blade from her boyfriend's shaving kit in the kitchen. She then returned to Heather's lifeless body, knelt down beside her, and performed a makeshift caesarean section, cutting Heather open and ripping her unborn son from her womb. Amelia then stuffed Heather's corpse into a crawl space beneath the house. Story number 2. George Weber was born on March 23, 1961, in Philadelphia. He had an early interest in talk radio and aspired to work in the industry. He fulfilled his dream by working at the WABC 77 morning show, where he provided news updates and engaged in discussions with the hosts. Later, he joined the ABC radio network in April 2008, focusing on local interest stories that he personally investigated. On March 21, 2009, George did not show up for work, causing concern among his coworkers. The police were contacted, and they discovered that his private life was different from his public persona. 2 patrol officers went to his apartment on March 22 and found George lying naked on his bedroom floor in a pool of his own blood. His arms and legs were bound with rope, and he had around 50 stab wounds to his neck, chest, and arms. Police found no signs of forced entry, leading them to believe that the attacker was known to George. A message exchange between George and a 16-year-old high school student named John Caffeys was discovered during the investigation. Text messages and call logs from George's phone indicated that he and Caffeys had arranged to meet on the night of March 20th for sexual purposes. Caffeys was unwilling to cooperate with the police, but a deeper investigation into his background revealed that he was a self-declared Satanist. Caffeys was eventually caught in a sting operation by his father and sentenced to 25 years to life in prison for second-degree murder. Some true crime enthusiasts viewed the case as a hate crime against gay men, while others saw it as a disturbing case of a vulnerable older man being targeted by a young man for sacrificial purposes. Regardless of the theories, Caffeys was found guilty and sentenced to spend the rest of his youth in a federal correctional facility. The Weber family may never know the full truth behind George's death. Story number 3. When the PlayStation 3 was first released, I was eager to get my hands on one. I really wanted to play Call of Duty 3, which remains my favorite game series to this day. Unfortunately, I didn't pre-order one and missed out on the release date. I scoured eBay and Craigslist every day, but had no luck finding one. Then, I came across a Craigslist post from a guy selling his brand new PlayStation 3 with Call of Duty 3 included for $400, $100 less than the asking price. The only catch was that he needed to sell it ASAP and in person. I was lucky enough to be chosen and drove to the Walmart parking lot at 2 a.m. to pick it up. Although there was a chance that something bad could happen, I wanted that game so badly that I ignored any concerns. While waiting in the parking lot, I was approached by plainclothes officers who confiscated the $400 I was going to use to buy the PlayStation, suspecting it was drug money. Although I was angry, I knew they were doing their job and felt fortunate that I wasn't robbed by actual criminals. The next day, I went to the precinct to try and retrieve my confiscated money, but was only given back $100 instead of the full amount. I was outraged and demanded complaint forms and phone numbers to call, but was given the runaround. A few days later, I saw the same plainclothes cop who had taken my money parked across the street from my house. He smiled at me before driving away, making it clear that he knew I had made a complaint. It was a chilling reminder of the dangers of police corruption and the difficulty in finding justice when those who are supposed to protect you become a threat. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and sharing it to support me. We hope you enjoyed the video. Never forget to like and share the video. Remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can get every updates.